You're watching another awesome episode of The Morning Score. I'm Erica Renee Davis, and we are here with Trevor.
What's up, y'all? I'm Trevor Anthony. Find me on Twitter at Trevor Anthony.
And we have a special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys see him?
I'm Jason Hughes. Jason R. Hughes.
Jason R. Hughes. Jason, what's your social media handle?
Oh, hell, what is it? I think it's at Jason R. Hughes 77.
He's a big Twitter guy.
But
yeah. I honestly, Trevor, half the time Trevor will tag me on things, and I'm like, oh, shit, all right, let me retweet that.
Let me find out for Jason R. Hughes.
Jason R. Hughes.
77.
I was right.
Jason R. Hughes 77. And so for you guys out there who are watching live on ubnradio.com, Channel 1, thank you for joining us. And you Periscopers, thank you guys for joining us. You guys just had a little bit of treat before we went live on ubnradio.com. Somebody says hello from, is it Kazakhstan? Did I pronounce that properly?
Kazakhstan.
Hey.
And hello from Italy. So all you
Oh,
Periscopers.
Italy, my family.
And hello
La
from
familia.
New York.
New York
Oh,
City.
New York City, get a rope.
Okay, guys. Hello, Hawaii, guys. Periscopers, we have to leave now.
Hawaii.
But make sure you guys keep watching on ubnradio.com, Channel 1. Hi. Okay, so I'm Erica. Steph is missing today, as you know. Steph Z is in New York. But we're gonna have a little appearance from her later. My social
boy.
media is at Erica Renee D on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. And
Sweet.
you can find all of us on The Morning Score on Twitter and on The Morning Score Show on Instagram. And if your friends missed this live episode, they suck for doing that. But make sure they watch it on YouTube.
Boom.
And make sure they download us on iTunes.
And
And
I'll
make sure
share it on my Facebook.
share it on your Facebook.
Share it.
And make sure you download it on Stitcher. And the hashtag to join the conversation on Twitter is hashtag TMS Talk. Jarvis, I'm in.
What is
I'm
Stitcher?
Okay. Stitcher? Am I good? Stitcher is your mama's house.
Oh, damn.
boom.
Mama jokes so early.
So early in the
10:03.
morning. I don't even have anything. It's this early for me.
You wish you had some coffee.
Yeah, right. I had some. It just wore off.
I got some with the mama joke. Okay, we got so much to talk about. Let's jump right into it. Serena versus Venus. That match had me on the edge of my seat. I have an older sister. I was thinking, oh my. Okay, so Jason's clearly a hater. First of all, if you were
I'm hating on that game. That little matchup for one reason.
Why?
I felt like. Because they did this big thing about, it's sisterly love. They're going to love each other no matter what. And then it was like, I felt like Venus won the second match, which she did.
Yeah.
And then I felt like she threw, she was like, okay.
oh shoot.
I showed her my still got it. But you take it over now, sis, because you're going for the Grand Slam. And I'm going to be supportive.
So you think that Venus threw the match?
Yes, it was all rigged.
Oh, by the way, Jason, who is a conspiracy theorist when it comes to Venus and Serena's match from last night, you've seen him on Container Wars, right?
Yes.
Okay, and some other stuff. But we'll get to that later because I don't know the other
He's
stuff.
an international sensation.
Sensation.
So, Trevor, was that match thrown by Venus? Did she throw it?
See, I'm opposite of Jason. I don't think Venus threw it. I think Serena
Let Venus
let
win.
Venus
Win the
stick
set.
around for a little bit. Because how many times has Serena, it's like 17 times in a row now.
Yeah.
Something along those lines where Serena's just beat down her older sister.
Yeah.
Okay, I retract my remarks, and I now agree with Trevor.
But, it was cool. And let's talk about these Williams sisters.
Yeah.
It's 17 years they have actually dominated
They've
the
dominated.
sport. Venus had it the first couple years.
Yeah.
Serena's taken over.
Yeah.
But holy hell. I mean,
And if Serena does win the Grand Slam, she will end up being the best,
the greatest.
tennis player of all time.
now it's a calendar slam.
It's a calendar.
calendar.
Yeah.
Right. But still, I mean, she's starting to be thrown into those conversations of greatest athlete of all time with Jordan and
Yes.
people like that. I mean, when you get to that kind of pinnacle, I mean, yeah.
No, it's impressive.
She shouldn't be number 2 then, right?
Okay, so that's a little dig because before the show started, we were having a debate about whether or not race plays a factor into why Serena's number 2 after Maria Sharapova when it comes to endorsements. But we'll get back to that on Periscope after the show because we'll just be arguing the whole time. Okay, do you guys have siblings, brother, sister, only children? What?
I have a half sister.
I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
And my older brother and I love this stuff because I don't know how you do. It's got to be so freaking hard. And listening to Serena afterwards, she was talking about, she's like, hey, when we're doing it, when we are playing, I don't even think of Venus as my sister. I'm concentrating on my game. I'm going after it. And I guess probably when you're at that elite status, you probably have to zone everything out.
do.
But that pre-match and that post-match, I mean, that embrace at the end was super cool because I can only imagine.
It was.
Yeah,
It was heartfelt, it looked like.
I
It's
mean,
real.
They're best friends. You guys know that song, My Best Friend by Tokyo Vanity?
I thought you were gonna go. I'm with my best friend.
See, that's the only kind of best friend songs we know.
No,
White Down on the Farm. Ding 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 ding
Oh,
ding
best
ding.
friend.
Best friend. Best friend.
it's like my best friend finna, she finna twerk. Okay, no. Okay,
My
whatever.
my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes.
We were tortured as children. weren't
Oh
we?
my
Yeah.
Lord, that just dated us.
Favorite favorite sports sibling rivalry: Manning brothers, Harbaugh brothers, Lopez brothers from the NBA. Other than Serena and Venus, obviously, they're the apex.
The Brett brothers from baseball. George Brett and what was his brother's name? I can't even remember. His brother was horrible.
That's right. Your boy Blake Griffin. He and his brother who just like
That doesn't even
flamed
count.
out. I think no.
Cal Ripken, Billy Ripken.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
that's not bad. That's
Okay.
I mean, how do you not go with the Mannings?
The Manning
I mean,
brothers.
those 2 guys after Serena and Venus because obviously they're just at a whole different level.
Yeah, but Eli and Peyton,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, those are the only, actually, comparatively to the Williams sisters, they're probably the only siblings in professional sports that are at close to that kind of elite
True.
level.
That's
I mean,
true.
because they both got Super Bowl rings.
Right, and they're both at the highest
point.
point because Serena and Venus, they're in an individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Peyton and Eli, as good as they are, you always have to count on the other 10 players on your team, and that's just on the offense.
That's just you're
what
right.
would be sweet though, and I don't know if this is ever going to happen. Definitely not this year. It probably won't. But God, could you imagine an Eli versus Peyton Super Bowl?
That will never happen. You know why? Because Peyton won't ever get back to another Super Bowl.
Oh,
Ooh,
dang!
I don't know.
Mic dropped.
I am not so sure about that because everybody has counted that guy out at every turn you could. And with all the little baby cells he's got in his neck now,
But he can't feel his fingers. I can't feel my fingers when I'm touching the ball.
He's bionic now. He's got so many little babies floating around in his neck juice.
And I'm like Peyton. It's not your neck that you can't feel your fingers. It's because you play in freaking Denver and it's cold as shit.
That's right.
Yeah, right?
That's why you can't feel your fingers, dude.
Oh boy. Hashtag TMS Talk. I forgot to tell you, that was the sizzle. We are in the sizzle, the top of the show where we discuss the most relevant news topics of the day. Sound effects.
Oh, also,
Jason.
real quick though, that Harbaugh Super Bowl was pretty badass.
That was
I
pretty
mean,
good.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty cool. I'm
Yeah,
so
it is
glad
too.
John won.
I can't tell them apart, by the way. I just want you to know that. Like when I see them side by side, I cannot tell them apart. And I know they're not twins. No. They're like,
No.
2 years apart.
John's the one who actually smiles. Jim is the one who's always
Oh,
like,
he's like the asshole.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys hear about this USC? I'm just curious if you heard about that. That there's some coach got drunk off.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah, that was-
Sarkeesian. Yeah, we talked about that.
That was last episode.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so behind.
You're
Shit.
so 2 weeks ago. Okay, well,
Oh,
hashtag TMS Talk. You guys join the conversation on Twitter. Tell us what you guys think about. What did I miss, Jason?
We
What did?
just mistreated our special guest.
Oh, I did.
Like, no,
I
we
did.
did.
Okay,
I'm
good.
putting us in as a team.
Okay, good.
It's like,
Okay, good.
good. I'm
We're
glad
like,
you
Jason,
feel
you
like
just-
shit, Jason.
hang out over on that side of the
Yeah.
table.
Discrimination.
Because I'm white.
That's right. Hashtag TMS Talk. The morning score where we discriminate against white people.
Oh, jeez.
That's fantastic.
Deflate.
That's gonna be the headline.
I know.
Like it's totally all in jest. But see, that's how the media is so messed up.
Yes, yes.
Don't say anything joking. Be
I
on the
know,
front
I
page
know.
the next day.
Hey, we'll take some bad publicity and get those numbers
That's
up.
right. Get them up.
Okay. Deflategate. Are we not sick of talking about Deflategate? Steph Z, who is not with us today. Jarvis, we have a little rant from Steph Z.
Oh.
Can we see what Steph Z is talking about
Oh,
for
boy.
this Tom Brady Deflategate business? We're going to play a little video for you guys.
Hey guys, sorry I couldn't be at the show today, but I'm in New York getting ready to go to Jets opening day.
Boo.
Wearing my colors, that's right. A fan is a fan is a fan, even if your team's been terrible for a while. I'm
And
telling
will
you, this
be
is gonna
for
be
a
our
long
season.
time.
Anyway, being a Jets fan, you would probably think that I was like up in arms about this whole Tom Brady getting, you know, this ruling reverse, that he can play in the games. And honestly, it's not really about Tom Brady at this point and whether or not he had an edge deflating the footballs. I feel like what he's done and the light he's shed on the NFL, that there really is no rhyme or reason how they hand out suspensions. There's no legit rules in
Good point,
place
good
so
point.
that people know. It's like one guy does this, he gets 2 games. One guy does this, he gets 4 games. And I feel like that's what Tom Brady was trying to prove, and I feel like he's correct in that.
No.
So I'm going to have to say that I'm okay with Tom Brady starting. I'm confident enough that my team is going to beat the division rival.
Boo. She's a
I
comedian.
think something that's even more interesting is that came out late last night that Brandon Marshall came out and
Brandon
said he's
Marshall.
kind of pulling the race card. He's saying that because Tom Brady
Black Lives
is who
Matter.
Tom Brady is,
You better
that's
not lie.
why
All lives
he,
matter.
You
You
know,
better
got
not.
this ruling in his favor. So I'm not sure if I agree or disagree with that, but I feel like, you know, a lot of players probably appreciate what Tom Brady did and took the NFL to the court to realize that, you know, I'm sure a lot of other players are now going to appeal their suspensions and stuff, which is kind of just
They
gonna
all
get
appeal
really
and they all
ugly
go
away.
for
Yeah.
Roger Goodell. I feel like this
The NFL's like,
has
"Bleh."
not tarnished Tom Brady, even though, again, it wasn't necessarily that the
Goodell
ruling
just handled
was
it poorly.
overturned, that
I mean, it-
was not
Yeah.
found guilty or was
Yeah.
found guilty. I just
He
feel
just
like
handled it poorly.
you know,
I think
Tom Brady,
Goodell
I hate
wants
to say
Giselle,
it, he's a legend, and I
so-
feel like at
Who
the
wants-
end of the
oh,
day,
Goodell, he's
people
jealous.
are going to think that he
Giselle.
won, and whatever
wants
people were saying
Giselle.
about him being a cheater and whatnot
okay.
will be forgotten.
We're done with Steph.
And
Steph,
he will
we
be
cut
remembered
you
as one
off.
of the
Oh,
greats.
is she almost done?
And yes, that was very hard to say.
There you go, Steph. You know what?
Jeez,
you're
Steph.
you're with us in spirit, but geez, Louise, you had a lot to say about that stuff. No,
Man, make sure I never miss a show.
I know we didn't do that for you, and you were gone.
I know.
We'll do
Well, I
it
would have
next
gotten
time.
cut off.
No, oh yeah, I know.
They're like,
That's
bleep.
enough out of Trevor.
Yeah.
We got some.
Let's get back to our stuff.
That's right. We got some parameters that we have to stay in. I like what she said about how this is kind of like the NFL's making this up as they go along. But that's what happens. Like this whole Deflategate thing is unprecedented. So of course they didn't have any rules according to the NFLPA or the NFL that would have, I guess, gone to this incident. Like this had never happened before that we knew of. So when people talk about, oh, he's making the rules up as he goes along, well, I mean, what else do you do when something is unprecedented that you're having to deal with? I don't understand what you want Roger Goodell to do.
Well, I think the problem is that it's just one man putting down these laws.
The judge,
like there
the
should
jury.
I kind of
be,
agree
there should
with
be
you.
a
There should be
group.
a committee.
Yeah,
There should be, but
'Cause-
the NFLPA agreed to let Roger Goodell be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Totally. It's their fault, and now they're pissed
Now,
about
now
it.
you're pissed. Like you vote or you have your meetings and your little symposiums every summer, and now you're pissed because this man that you put in
Well,
power.
when it comes right down to it, the owners are happy with him because he's made them a hell of a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as that's concerned, Goodell ain't going anywhere as long as their pockets are getting lined.
Yeah, and I think the players at that point with the strike, they're like, whatever he wants. I just want to get paid.
True.
I
Right.
want to
True.
play.
Absolutely.
But now they are feeling the ramifications of it, and they can always change it down the line. But this guy is just like, it's like he's throwing darts at how many games you get. And it's like, jeez. And then he
is
just
it 10 or 4?
Yeah, it's like, oh, God. Oh. And then he wants
Bullseye,
to appeal
6.
this, too. It's like, dude, give it up. You freaking lost. Let's move on. The season has started.
Yeah.
Hey, way to keep the NFL in the limelight during the 5 to 6
Yeah.
months off.
And you know what?
works.
You know what? It did work.
It
because
works, yeah.
The numbers are higher right
Yeah.
now than they've ever been.
Yeah.
But now kickoffs tomorrow. Boom, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, someone on Periscope earlier said that why can't we just concentrate on sports? And I said to them, like sports are always, is it sports are or sports is? Sports are, sports is?
I'd say sports are.
Okay,
because
sports
plural.
are.
Sure.
Okay, so
Whatever your grammar, we don't give a shit right now.
I failed grammar
Did you?
as my freshman year, but that might have had something to do with too many cocktails up at Northern Arizona University.
Excuse
but
me,
I
your
plead the fifth.
plurality is wrong.
subject verb agreement sucks here at the morning store. What can I say? But sports are so much more than just about what's happening on the field. So we need these storylines to
They
feed.
reflect a lot of our culture.
They
do.
reflect our culture.
They do, because the people that we put these people up on a pedestal.
Yep.
And if you're going to put them up on a pedestal and then rip them down like we do all of our celebrities,
Yep.
in one way, shape, or form, it does. It's a reflection on who we are.
So Jason, shocked or not shocked that his suspension was overturned?
I wasn't shocked at all, and I, to be honest, I thought it was much ado about nothing to begin with.
Okay.
I mean, I understand why there are regulations on how much, PPI or whatever the hell it's called, it should be in the ball. I understand why that's there. But the amount of an advantage that it posed, they would have kicked their ass anyway.
Okay.
I mean, period.
And they did. I mean, once
They
they
did.
fixed the balls
Yes.
at halftime, that's when the Patriots went on to just blow
Destroy,
the Colts out.
yeah.
Shocked
And
or
I-
not shocked?
I was not shocked because
Okay.
there was never any evidence that really, shed a light that Tom Brady actually did cheat. Was he shady? Yes, but
Yes.
it was all
Yes,
but it was
without a
all
doubt.
circumstantial.
Agreed.
There was never any concrete proof that he cheated.
Did they ever find the gun in the Aaron Hernandez case? That was also
Which
circumstantial.
one?
Okay,
Very true.
the Odin Lloyd one. Like, I mean, I know that that's a huge stretch.
He thought he was John Wick and shit. He had taped
Yeah,
under
just-
tables.
Yeah, that's
It's like
And I know I'm reaching here, but there are a lot of incidents where people get convicted. I know the NFL is not a real court of law, but people get convicted and go to jail and serve time and do time for circumstantial evidence. And I think the evidence was there. There's no ball boy, and then there's no lower level employee in the entire world who's going to go into his big boss's office and go do something shady without the consent of the higher ups.
Yes, because
So-
you know that you're going to lose your job.
Thank you. And he
otherwise.
lost his job anyway, didn't he?
Hey,
lose his
well,
job
I'm
anyway.
sure
Two
he-
of them lost their jobs.
I'm sure they did, but you know what? I'm sure they had a nice little
Got a little
pad-
money.
yeah, little
pad-
severance
Little
package.
severance
Throw
package.
some mo.
Keep your mouth.
Now you can go deflate in some other league.
Keep your mouth shut.
Go to the CFL where they don't have as much payoff, funny, but
We're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Jason, you're a Saints fan. This is Jason Hughes from Container Wars. Okay, he's famous. You're a Saints fan.
I'm a Z-list
He's
celebrity.
a Z-list. Got our favorite Z-lister, Jason Hughes, in studio today. A Saints fan. Your
Yes.
team was affected. I mean, your team is the Bounty Gate team. How do you feel about all the, penalties that you guys had to face?
Well, I mean, defensive coordinator Greg Williams really was the big bad guy in it.
Okay.
And, I kind of feel like Sean Payton was thrown under the bus a little bit. Not even a little bit. Let me just be honest. I mean, Greg Williams. You know what though?
What?
Overall, and I know some people will definitely disagree with this. Screw it, man. You guys are defensive guys, and you it's all about you. They were pooling their own money. It's not like it was coming out of the team's fund.
So
Take his ass out. Yeah, damn right. It's fucking football.
But you guys were fined $500,000 for Bounty Gate. You lost 2 second-round draft picks. Sean Payton was
oh God,
suspended
we
for
were
a year.
we were
Like,
decimated from it.
you guys got it in the booty.
Yeah, hard,
Without any KY jelly.
hard.
Like Aaron
Hard.
Hernandez is getting it right now.
Right. By somebody that wishes he would have made it and never gotten it.
By a Jets fan.
Taking it like it, Hernandez. Oh my God.
So, Jason, you don't feel any resentment towards the NFL and Roger Goodell?
Oh, of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
My whole thing is that's my point. I don't think Goodell knows what the hell he's doing.
Okay.
He sticks his thumb up his ass, and as long as he's got his money coming in,
And he takes it out and he licks it.
He just smells it, and he's like, "Oh, that's poo poo." He's like a little baby, he's a baby that can make decision making. It's like, Who gave the kid with the rattler, all this power? It's ridiculous.
The players, and that's what's crazy.
Yeah, they did.
What's crazy, right? And to be honest, yeah, we shouldn't have been headhunting and going after people for, Bountygate, But at the same time, like I said, I mean, I think we really took it hard. We did.
You did.
I mean, we got some stiff penalties. But and that's the reason I'm glad to see Brady, even though it's not my team and even though I hate Tom Brady, I'm glad to see him not sit here and suffer for something stupid.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. Okay. Well, we talked.
I hate him though.
You hate him. I think that is the consensus. Unless
And
you
he's a good-looking guy, and you know what? No one deserves that much pim.
That's true.
But he wears Uggs.
He does wear Uggs. That is a problem.
All right, he just got knocked down a little
Let's
bit.
light those Uggs on fire.
Take that, Brady.
We talked on Periscope before the show about Brandon Marshall's comments. Brandon Marshall included and we're not going to get into this right now because we have too much to cover. We might jump into it on Periscope. So make sure you watch us on Periscope after this show. We're going to talk about Brandon Marshall's comments that basically said Tom Brady's a golden boy, and because he's white, that has something to do with how he was able to get away with Deflategate. And had that been a Cam Newton or a black quarterback, the judge might not have been as lenient. You can look at our Periscope to see what we have to say about that. Because, again, we will be arguing, debating.
Or if Michael Vick would have been white, would he have never gone to jail?
He probably would not. He would not have gone to jail.
Of course not.
I mean, I'm not being serious. I don't think Vick would have gone to jail for that had he been a white quarterback.
What?
I really don't.
Come
Did
Look at the worms I just opened.
Hold on. Did Cecil, did the freaking dentist lion killer go to jail? He killed a whole lion.
Who?
A whole lot. Yeah, the guy that killed Cecil, the lion.
The lion killer dentist. He went to another country, killed a whole lion who was on a natural reserve, and he didn't go to jail. He's actually working at his practice now.
And he said,
I don't agree with that. But here's what his country
his
too.
defense,
not in the
his
United
defense
States.
for sport killing for that was, I didn't know the lion had a name.
That's what he said.
I mean, the guy's an asshole, but he was in another country.
I didn't know the lion had a name. So that would have made the difference. I'm sorry, I didn't know Sally had a name.
It's the lion's fault for not having.
I would not have shot
with
this
the name of his
poor
owner
little
on
girl
it
in the
and a
head
phone number.
had I known she was actually named something.
Hashtag TMS Talk. We're going to talk about Michael Vick on Periscope and Cecil's lion dentist killer guy after the show. Hashtag TMS Talk. Erica Renee D, Trevor, Anthony, Jason Hughes, our guest in studio. Jarvis is our engineer. You don't ever see him, but he's here. He's
Jarvis
commenting.
rocks.
Jarvis rocks.
Judging us.
NFL. he does judge us. He does. It's okay. No one's ever died from a little bit of judgment. But did you die? Did you die? NFL first week must-watch games. Quick predictions. Trevor, somebody go.
All right. Well, the must-watch games. Here are my 5.
Okay.
Obviously, who's ever going to watch the Tampa Bay Bucks and Tennessee Titans? Nobody until now, because now you have the 2 highest draft picks. You have Jameis Winston going to Marcus Mariota.
Yep.
So that's definitely an intriguing game. That's going to be fun to watch. Obviously, opening night, Steelers Patriots. I mean, that's a big one
gonna
just
be
by
a sick
default.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate both of the quarterbacks.
Oh, God.
We
yeah.
got a deflator and a raper. You know?
That's actually the headline on
Deflator
NFL.com.
raper.
And then Giants
Oh,
Cowboys.
TV time out, and we're not making light of rape. But go ahead.
No.
No, Jesus.
Just want
To all your female viewers, I'm no.
to our future sponsors.
Christ.
Giants Cowboys. Huge rivalry. This should be a very good game.
Yes.
This game is in my nasty picks. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Ravens Broncos. I mean, that's just a
Yep.
great game. 2 AFC powerhouses, playoff teams. And then here's a little sleeper game, in my opinion. This could be a sleeper Super Bowl potentially.
Okay.
Lions Chargers.
Ooh, a Super Bowl? No, effing way.
Over the past few years, I've been very impressed with the Lions. I really have.
I love the Lions now, but the Chargers? No, thank you.
And I kind of feel for the Lions for one reason.
Why?
Because growing up, I've always been a Saints fan.
Because
and
Dennis-
I had nothing I had nothing growing
Oh,
up,
yeah,
you know?
you didn't.
And now they, you know, and the Saints are always somebody to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And now the Lions, after so many
They are.
years, I mean, all they ever had was Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That poor
all
guy.
we ever had was a damn kicker. You know what I mean? It's like it's good to see them like coming into their own as an organization.
Quick fun note for you, Erica.
Yes.
My Miami Dolphins, which obviously is the most game I'm
In
most
Dominican
looking
Sue?
for. Sue. They play our buddy JJ's Skins, so one of my good friends.
Saints.
And then
Saints.
later on,
Saints.
well,
No,
no, the
JJ.
Skins.
Oh.
Our boy JJ's.
boy JJ.
Oh, gotcha,
So
okay.
my Dolphins play our boy JJ's Skins in the
Gotcha.
morning games. Then the afternoon game, my Arizona Cardinals play Jason's Saints. So it's going to be a rivalry Sunday. Sunday. You can buy for
At
a whole
some
seat.
close bar.
Jason, give me some quick first week must-watch games that you think that everyone needs to see.
Well, Patriots Steelers,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep.
That game, and honestly, my Saints. Those are the only
Oh,
two
yeah.
games I'm worried about. But I definitely want to see the Patriots Steelers game badly.
Yeah.
It's always a good rivalry, and it'll. I think they're both going to come out for blood. Brady's going to come.
Brady
out.
has a chip on his shoulder.
He does, and when does Roethlisberger not?
Yeah, this is true. and also the Steelers.
He's just pissed off that he's not getting laid. I think Roethlisberger's just like,
How do you know
I'm
he's
a
not?
freaking how am I an 8-foot troll? But I am, and I don't get laid.
I'm sure he's getting laid. I'm positive.
Yeah,
Get some of that fine Pittsburgh
That
booty.
steelworker booty.
Steelworker booty. The Steelers Patriots, obviously, for obvious reasons, must watch game for the first week. They don't have Pouncey or Le'Veon Bell. Steelers don't. Brady's chip on his shoulder. There's going to be so much hype. The free Brady foolishness is going to be
It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's going to be just ridiculous. Gronk. You know, you're going to be watching out for Gronk.
Oh, yeah.
First game of the season.
a
Tomorrow
beast.
night. Thursday night.
Tomorrow night.
And then my other must-see first week NFL game, Battle of the Birds on Monday night, Philadelphia and the Falcons.
That's
And here's a fun fact for you, Trevor, since you got all the fun facts. I was an NFL cheerleader for the Falcons when Vic was there. And then Vic went to the Eagles, and I became an Eagles fan.
We went to rival high schools. Me and Vic did.
Did you really?
Sure did.
Oh, did you ever meet him?
Oh yeah, I bartended at Virginia Tech for 5 years.
Oh, well, then
so.
okay, then yeah.
Yeah, met him, shook his hand, served him.
Yeah. Well, I have a Vic bobblehead in my drawer at home in Georgia.
Oh, nice.
I do. Yeah. So yeah, those are my games to watch. I'm really interested to see how Chip Kelly's offseason roster shakeup is going to pan out, and I'm also interested to see if Sam Bradford can stay healthy past the coin toss. So
And
let's
here's
see.
if Sam Bradford can stay healthy, he's going to be good, and that team's going to be really good.
Well, yeah, we'll see. And then the Falcons have some splaining to do after going 6-10 last season. Like they've had some dismal finishes, and I say they because I mean I'm not a diehard Falcons fan. So I'm not even going to pretend to be on the bandwagon, but I do want to see them do well, better than last year.
I think you might be waiting for
Okay.
another season.
Listen,
I do too.
yeah, well, of course the Saints fan is going to say that.
I'll say this though to Steph Z, your Jets could end up being 1-0 because they play the Browns.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about a gimme
who's the starting quarterback?
for the Browns.
Is it McCown or who is it?
Yeah, it's McCown. It's like
Okay. Well,
that team's gonna be.
who's the
junk.
starting quarterback for the Jets?
Uh,
Is it Fitzpatrick?
it is Fitzpatrick.
Okay, Fitzpatrick.
Because because Gino got co-cocked.
Yeah.
Did what's his nuts get cut?
Tebow,
Tebow
He
He did
did.
get cut from the.
which surprised me
Poor
actually
bastard.
because
from the Eagles.
the
Yeah.
Eagles traded Matt Barkley to the
to-
Cardinals.
And I thought they were going to make room to keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
me
I
too.
don't-
I'm going to be honest with you. That guy should have somewhere in the NFL to be.
But
right?
should he though?
He's not your typical NFL quarterback. He's not. But he's a big boy. He can play the
boy.
game. He's not
He's
horrible.
smart. He's smart.
Yeah, he's a smart quarterback.
He's a hard
Right.
worker. He's athletic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need somebody to make fun of doing all the God stuff.
Here's the thing: Tebow will play in the NFL if he does one thing:
What?
gives up this idea that he has to be a quarterback. He could be a killer tight end.
Yeah.
he could be a fullback.
Fullback.
Yes.
I'd
And
love
then-
to see him at fullback.
too, that
And
would
then
be
he can
good.
make some crazy trick plays with him.
Yeah.
But he's got in his head he's got to be a quarterback. It's like, dude, do you want to play in the NFL or not?
Take a note, Tim Tebow from Braxton Miller. You know, Braxton Miller, Ohio State, segueing into Ohio State University being the unanimous #1. Take a note from him. Like, it's not all about being the, under center or whatever, calling the plays. Like, Braxton,
Right.
yeah. So maybe you were not born to be a quarterback.
And if two of the greatest offensive minds in the game right now have cut you, you're not going to play quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, the Patriots
That's true. That's true.
and the Eagles have both cut him.
Wait, Chip Kelly is now one of the greatest offensive minds? Wait a second, where did that come from?
Where's that come from? His offense is amazing.
Yeah, and Oregon, he hasn't done shit in the NFL yet.
What he's won 20 games in 2 seasons.
What has he done in playoffs? What have you done for me after week 16?
Well, I'm sorry, when your starting quarterback is Mark Sanchez.
Well, if you're such a great offensive mind, you need to figure that shit out, and he hasn't.
You
Damn,
are so
somebody is-
sassy, aren't you?
Somebody's a hater
Sure
over
are.
here. I thought you were an Eagles fan.
Not really, because Vic is not there. Now I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh my!
Whatever.
That's like the Steelers. The Steelers probably have to have like watchdogs. Well, don't say dogs around Vic. They have to have like. I mean, you got Vic and Roethlisberger as your quarterbacks. Yikes!
Hashtag TMS Talk. Join the conversation on Twitter. Ohio State unanimous #1, according to ESPN's FPI. Ohio State University has a 72% chance to start 10-0 before they play Michigan State. If you look at their little cupcake schedule, just
Ugh.
little cupcake schedule.
It's
By the way,
pathetic.
Virginia
got some
Tech's
frosting
my
on it.
college
Got
team.
frosting on my
Yeah,
cupcake
that
schedule.
sucked.
I'm licking the frosting off my cupcake schedule.
It's so stupid.
I mean, really, like none of their opponents presently are ranked. And I don't see that any Hawaii, Northern Illinois, Western Michigan, none of these people are going to be ranked by the time Ohio State gets to them. So do they have a great team or do they just have great luck?
I mean, they have both. I mean,
Well,
their team is stacked, but their next like 5 games, they will be a 30+ point favorite.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's so dumb. The only real true test they have is against Michigan State, and that's their second to last game.
I think Virginia Tech was a good test to see what kind of team they were going to be.
until that quarterback got hurt and started playing like that was me out there.
Yeah,
It was
like
horrible.
the first half. I mean, we were leading first half.
Yeah, no, I mean Tech put up
Virginia
a
Tech
fight.
was,
but
was leading first half. You
Yeah.
know, at the end of the first half, boom.
20.
But you're right. We still lost by 20 some points.
Well, because
so,
you didn't have a quarterback, and that, this is a side note, but your coaches, come on, like you don't have someone coming in who can at least complete a 2-yard pass. Like,
Yeah.
that was despicable.
Well, I've gotten to the point now where I've got. Yeah, I went to Radford University, right next to Virginia Tech, and I watched so many Tech games, and I'm a huge Tech fan, but Beamer ball's done.
it's all defense.
Yeah.
There's no.
Well, at first, the first half of that game, I was looking at some offense. I was like, oh, we got a little bit of tricks up our sleeve. And then, yeah, it just poo.
yeah. Your whole offense cannot be contingent upon your starting quarterback, and that's what happened. Like after he went down,
Yeah.
is he done for the season? I don't know. I didn't even follow up with that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I doubt it. I didn't see anything blowing up about it, but I mean, could be. I've been busy the past couple days.
Trevor, jump in. What are your thoughts on Ohio State's cupcake schedule? Potential to run the table.
I think if they don't run the table, then it's a disappointment. They're like Kentucky in basketball this year. Their team is stacked. They have a super easy schedule. I mean, Minnesota is a good team, but you have Minnesota and Michigan State, the only 2 decent teams they play, and they get them at home, and everybody's like, well, then they got to go to Michigan. It's like, yeah, it's a rivalry, but Michigan's not going to be that good. I know Harbaugh's there, but it's going to take more than 1 season. Michigan's probably going to be a 6 to 7 win team. So they're not that good, and it's a rivalry game, but
Notre Dame looked damn strong,
Dude.
didn't they? Good God Almighty.
Against Texas, though.
Yeah, but still, Tech, I don't. Regardless what they're ranked, that is an incredibly strong program.
Who, Texas?
Yeah.
Texas is
Texas. Wait a second. Texas has not been. I love Charlie Strong. I think you're going to get fired really soon. But Texas has not been Texas in like 5 years. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Like Notre Dame against Texas 6 years ago, then yeah. You can't say that. I don't think you can say Texas is a strong program because they haven't been strong in the past 5 years.
But they were picked. They're a much improved team this year.
Okay.
They're actually good. They're going to be a pretty good team. And the thing is, Notre Dame just went out there and manhandled them.
They
They
did.
really
They
did.
like
And
did.
Texas got
And
so
That was embarrassing.
The last few minutes of that game, I mean, every player from Texas was just trying to hurt somebody on Notre Dame. And they were like, up on in their face. Oh, what do you like? And you're like, you're down 38 points.
Yeah,
It's like, dude,
that was tough.
Well, here's the thing, too. As a diehard Notre Dame fan,
That's right. That is your team.
they are big time my team. And the thing with Notre Dame, they'll beat teams like Texas, but they beat them in the fourth quarter. It's like a 3-point game. It's a 7-point game. I am very encouraged as a Notre Dame fan to see them just go out there and beat them down because that's not what Notre Dame usually does.
Okay.
And here's the thing. The difference between a Notre Dame schedule and Ohio State schedule, Notre Dame's first 6 weeks, it is brutal. They play Clemson. They play Georgia Tech. They play USC. These are all teams within the top 15.
Yeah.
Clemson's what, 12 this year?
Yeah. I don't know where they are now.
It's like, holy crap.
I can check it.
But I will say this. If Notre Dame can somehow get past that USC game, which I think is like week 6 or 7, with one blemish, they'll run the table the rest of the way because then it's a little cupcake down the stretch. But I thank you, Jay. I'm pumped.
Congratulations.
And
to
you know
your
I
Irish.
hate, and you know how much I hate Notre Dame
Yes.
as well.
Well, I just want to make a little point about Ohio State. Ohio State reminds me of those USC teams in the early 2000s, very well coached, all the talent in the entire world, but playing in a conference that is lacking real competition. Like before Oregon and Arizona State and Oregon State had relevance, USC, people want to forget. USC was like the big man in a small pond for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and this is not hating on USC, you Trojans out there, but, for a while, you guys didn't really have any competition in the Pac-10 before you were the Pac-12. So I think this is who Ohio State is going to be. Like, they're going to run the table. They don't have any real competition in their conference. They're going to be unscathed and then, of course, make it into the Final Four. And we get to watch Cardale Jones and Braxton Miller connect on some plays. Braxton Miller, beast,
And
by the way.
JT Barrett.
And JT Barrett.
It's like, holy hell. These guys are stacked.
Quarterback shuffle in this piece.
Too bad you can't trade in colleges. You could Virginia Tech could trade for an Ohio
That's
State
exactly
quarterback.
what I said on Twitter the other night. I said, Virginia Tech, you guys need to check with Ohio State to see if you guys can borrow one of their quarterbacks, so they got extras.
Yeah, their third string could be a Heisman hopeful.
Yeah. Hashtag TMS Talk. Introducing Trevor's Nasty Stat segment. Can we get a round of applause, Jarvis, for Trevor's Nasty Stat segment? This is the segment where Trevor drops some pretty nasty info on stats, facts, analysis, or betting odds. Sometimes we chime in. Sometimes we just sit in awe at his awesome knowledge and power. Okay?
Well, we'll see. I've got 3 bets for us,
Okay.
Erica. And I actually went all NFL. Usually I go college because I love betting college football.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to go NFL because there were 3 games to me that just like jumped out. And my first game is the Colts and the Bills. It's the Colts going to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts are -2.5.
Okay.
And I think they win that game by 10+ points.
So, yeah.
So I'm going Colts over the Bills. The Bills D is going to be ferocious.
That's my fantasy league defense.
They are solid. However, they're up against arguably the best offense
True.
in football. But with that said, let's see how they all gel. I mean, you've got Andre Johnson, you've got Frank Gore, you got T.Y. Hilton, who's hurting a little bit, you got Dante Moncrief, and of course, you've got Andrew Luck.
Oh.
I think it'll be a very close game, but I think the Colts will then pull away because they just have too much offense, and the Bills' offense is a little lacking. I think Tyrod Taylor could make some noise here and there, but I think I would definitely go Colts over the Bills. Next one, and this one, I don't even know what the odds makers, they know something I don't know. And I usually don't like to bet my teams, but this one, Dolphins at Redskins. The Dolphins are only given 4 points. I think they just blow the Redskins out.
Wait,
I think
is Dolphins -4?
the Dolphins are -4. And I think the Dolphins are seriously improved. I know I'm a homer.
Wait, who's your quarterback? Is it Tannehill?
Tannehill, so many weapons. That offense is going to be legit. That Redskins defense is terrible.
Yeah.
That Redskins offense is terrible. I mean, that team is just going to be awful.
Yeah.
Like, they might win 2 or 3 games. They're not going to beat the Dolphins. Dolphins are going to go into Washington, spank them.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm afraid of that one just because because Kirk Cousins can pull some tricks out of his butt sometimes. So, but go ahead. This is Trevor's nasty stat. I'm in his world, just living in it.
No, and you are right. You are right. Kirk Cousins is going up against arguably the best defensive
defense.
line
Okay.
in football, and Sue is going to have a coming out party.
You guys have Fairleigh too?
No,
Oh, okay.
but we've got Cameron Wake, who's
Okay.
a beast. And my final one, and this is a tricky one, but I'm a believer. It's a New York team. The Giants at Cowboys. The Cowboys are +6. Or no, the Giants are +6.
Giants
Sorry.
are- wait.
I'm
Giants are plus, okay.
I'm going with the Giants in this one. I think the Cowboys, their running game is not there without DeMarco Murray. I think the Giants are under the radar. People forget about how they ended the season last year. They were solid. And Eli Manning, you've got Odell Beckham back, Victor Cruz, he's back, but we'll see about him. You've got Jennings, who is healthy. I think this is a close game. They're usually pretty close. It's a great rivalry game.
Wait,
to
where
open
is
up
it?
the season. It's in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
But I think the Giants legitimately could win this game, and if they lose by only 3. So I'm going to take the Giants
To
+6.
cover. Okay.
So to recap, Colts -2, Dolphins -4, and Giants +6.
So those are Trevor's nasty stats. So if you're a betting man, you better bet what Trevor says to bet. I'm going to chime in. I have Oregon at Michigan State. I think right now they're still a pick'em. So, but I'm going to say Michigan State wins by touchdown. I mean, I think it's still like a pick'em at this point. I don't know if it's going to change before Saturday. Baltimore is a 4.5-point underdog against Denver. Of course, I'm going to take that as a lock. I mean, I do. I mean, are they? Yeah, they're at Denver, aren't they? They're at Denver. Yeah. So I'm going to take that as a lock. I think the Broncos will win by at least a touchdown. And Rams are 4-point underdog at Seahawks. Duh, that's a lock.
Ooh. All right. Okay.
Jason.
I'm going very simple when I say this. I'm going Broncos.
Okay.
I'm going Patriots. And by the way, Brady he's coming out to just do enormously dirty things on a football field. He's gonna do so well because he's just gonna be like, fuck you, pardon my French. But
those French words.
he's really gonna come out blowing it out. And Saints. That's all I'm gonna
Okay.
that's all I'm saying.
Hashtag TMS Talk Saints. I need a brown paper bag so we can put it over Jason's face for those ain'ts.
I know they're playing the
Oh,
Cardinals.
come
The Cardinals
on.
are gonna do it dirty.
Oh, that's right. You guys, they're in Arizona this week.
I will say this:
Ain'ts.
if you're gonna bet on
Who
the
dat?
Steelers,
Who that nation?
whoop whoop, Steelers Patriots. Me personally, I'm not gonna touch that game with the line.
Isn't it Patriots -7?
They're like -6 or 7 depending on where you're looking.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the over in that game. I think that's gonna be an offensive explosion.
I do too.
Because neither
Because
team.
Roethlisberger,
yeah.
I mean, there were quite a 3 or 4 games last season, wasn't there, where he was like they did like 50 points. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and they don't have Le'Veon Bell, which is a big
that's
is big.
huge.
But I don't think they have Martavius Bryant either for this one.
Ooh.
But they're going to be throwing because I think the Steelers defense is terrible.
Yeah.
So I think the Patriots could get up big, and then they're just going to have to throw, and they're going to get some. Bet the over.
Okay.
I think it's like 51 points.
Trevor's nasty stat. You heard it here first, second, and last. Hashtag TMS Talk. Join the conversation on Twitter. Now we're at our segment, Best and Worst of. This is where we recap the best and the worst from last week in politics, entertainment, and sports. Now, we have a little cameo from Steph Z. Steph Z, will you join us for a little to kick off our best of, worst of, starting with the Nicole Arbor fat shaming video. If you guys don't know out there, Nicole Arbor is a comedian, YouTube vlogger, blogger, jack of all, Jane of all trades, and she put up a fat shaming video on YouTube about a week ago, and it was censored because people don't like being called fat. So let's let Steph Z jump in on the conversation before we get in.
Hey guys, so I'm actually really upset that I'm not there to talk about this one. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are upset, but they're upset because they actually didn't watch the whole video. I feel like Nicole Arbor, all she's doing is telling you really what's up. She acknowledges that some people have health issues. She acknowledges that some people's weight is out of their control. But at the end of the day, she's kind of just saying the things that we all think, that we all know, but she's saying it. And the fact that her video got censored on YouTube, there's insane things on YouTube. There's people being beheaded. There's all kinds of crazy, violent, political, like all kinds of stuff. And this is a comedian who's just pretty much exercising her First Amendment right of freedom of speech, and she's not even really trying to offend anybody. She's just trying to bring awareness to something that pretty much we all know, but again, no one really wants to say it. And I'm not gonna lie, if that was me, and again, I'm very happy for my health and everything that I have, but if it was me, I would want someone to look me in the eye and be like, yo, you need to like hit the gym or get it together. I feel like she's classy, I feel like she's smart, I feel like part of the reason why she's getting a lot of ridicule is because she's a pretty blonde, which again is the same exact reason why some people might be upset about this video, which is pretty hypocritical. But I don't know, I'm gonna say that I'm Team Nicole, man. Team Nicole all the way.
Okay.
All right, guys, I hope you're having a good show.
We are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are, Steph Z. Too bad you aren't here because you're a loser Jets fan.
It has been heated up in here.
It's hot. It's
Coming
hot.
out strong.
Talking about haters. Look at it. Oof.
It's a haterade.
That's what I have in my cup right now.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I mean, did you guys
Spike
watch
it
that
up.
though? That fat family thing that she had said about the fat family at the airport.
Oh, that was funny.
That
to
was
me.
funny
That
as
was
hell.
pretty
That
funny.
was.
And I mean, this is coming from a fat guy. All right, I'm a pound challenged person myself.
Okay.
And all I gotta say is I'll live longer during a food shortage than that skinny bitch, though. I'll tell you that.
This is true. This is true.
I just think, I agree with Steph in the fact that what she was actually saying at the core of it is, hey, get healthy, eat healthy. She probably could have said it a little
But she's
nicer.
a comedian.
No.
She's a comedian.
No,
Well-
no. I'm just saying, yeah, she's a comedian. This is her thing.
Yeah.
But I could see why people take offense to it. But
But why? Okay, listen.
For them to censor her was absolutely
That was-
That
ridiculous.
was ridiculous. And if you
ridiculous.
watch the entire video, 'cause I've seen some people's retorts where they say, "Well, I have a health condition. I have hypothyroid, ovary, this, that, the other. This is why I'm overweight." But if you watch the whole video, she does make exception pretty much at the very beginning, saying,
Yeah, she does.
This is not for people who have health issues. This is for people who just sit at home and drink mocha lattes with whipped cream and eat Whoppers and French fries and pizza
Yeah.
and wings like I did this weekend." That's who she's talking about.
No, absolutely.
And when she's talking about on the plane, like pushing the guy's
pushing
fat.
That happened to me before, though. Like, I was sitting next to an overweight person on a flight, and their, body was overlapping the chair. And this was like 5 years ago. I took a picture of it, and I sent it to the airline.
That's
because-
nasty shit.
I mean, so I think people are super sensitive. She's a comedian, and she definitely made her disclaimer about people who have health conditions, and I think she should not have been censored.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like-
That was...
Did the
But good for her, actually, because...
I got a free ticket.
I was gonna say,
I
did
got
the
a free
airline
ticket.
give you?
I sure did.
Nice.
I did. I mean, listen. Yes, I got a free ticket.
Sweet.
This is the best thing that happened to Nicole Arbor because I had no idea who she was.
Neither did I. I'd
until
never
this
heard of her
happened.
before this, and now I've seen the video several times.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I mean, she is a bitch, but it was
Yeah,
funny.
I mean, she's a bitch and she's hot, like
She's
Steph
hot.
said, and that's why ginormous people are a little more
I don't think
pissed
she's really
off.
that hot, actually. But go
she's
ahead.
hot, but she's not as hot as she thinks she
She's
fucking
not as
is.
hot as she thinks she is.
Her
Absolutely.
breath. She has implants, and that's fine. But like her implants are obviously implants, and they're like super. They look super hard, and they're kind of spaced apart.
Yeah.
I did watch one comedian's
See?
retort, and I was like,
See, Nicole Arbor, you're not as fucking pretty as you think.
and
you
are they fake?
bitch.
Are they fake or are they real?
They look fake to me. I don't care that they're fake. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna have fake breasts,
long
like,
as they feel
they need
nice.
to like they don't look like they do not look like they feel good.
Probably not.
As I grab my own breast.
I don't like
Jason, I
rock
think you should
breasts.
try. I think we should find out. Bring her on the show, and you could.
Nicole Arbor, you
Yeah.
sit here and you take this.
Yeah. You let us squeeze your breast.
Your breast
Your
assist.
Your
breasticles.
breasticles.
This has been a very X-rated show. I don't know what happened.
It is.
You
It's
know?
just we let the.
Tom Brady's balls and
I mean, it's been all over the freaking place.
Let's skip the Jen Welter. On Mayweather, we'll talk about that on Periscope. Let's skip right over that and talk about the referee incident in San Antonio where the high school players tackled the ref from behind.
this is awful, and it sets a huge bad precedence because these kids, this is if they want to go on in organized sports past this is awful.
It's insane. Like, I mean, I fault the coach mainly
Yeah.
for even instructing his players to do this.
That's what
But-
is disgusting.
yeah.
But I played high school football, and if my coach told me to spear the shit out of a referee from behind, I would have said, No.
Are you
Hell no.
are you sure though? You don't know.
crazy?
Okay, so we're much older now, and I was thinking this morning, like I obviously didn't play football, but like if I had a dance team coach, is the most closely that I can relate to this, who said, Erica, when you do a pirouette next to this sideline, make sure you kick whomever. I probably would have done it at 15 years old. I'm just saying, because at that point you're very impressionable.
You're very impressionable. I will give you that.
And like you want to please your
the biggest
your
person that
coaches.
should be at fault is that coach.
Yeah, and so as 16-year-olds, you're like, yeah, they have the wherewithal to make better decisions. But
You're right,
on a
though. I
team.
will agree
would've
with
done
you
it.
110%.
I would have done it too.
The biggest person at fault is that coach.
Absolutely. But I mean, I know you're impressionable. And hey, maybe it's Texas football.
It is
It's
Texas
Texas football.
So maybe it's a little different than my little Central.
Why
high school,
don't you
but
shut up? It is Texas football.
God bless Texas. Frank Beamer.
Frank Beamer.
But come on, dude. And then the one guy comes in and spears him while he's already down. I was like, what the F, dude?
So they're definitely having the worst week ever. These football players and these coaches who instructed them to do this. And
Yeah, those coaches should be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that
absolutely.
knew about that
Yeah.
should be just
Yeah.
done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
it was bad. It's kind of like Bountygate, but on a high school level, and on referees instead of other players.
Yeah.
Yeah, defenseless referees. Like when I watched, I was like, what the hell just happened?
At
I thought he
Bountygate,
was
these kids weren't getting paid.
right?
True.
There's no money to be thrown
Put a
around.
little cheese on the steak. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. He's like, Coach, I'll do it, but
I'll do it, but I'll take the ref out, coach. But
Hashtag TMS Talk. Fandemonium. Do you have any Fandemonium tweets for the week? If you don't, that's fine.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to @Steve LaRue, who's been one of our biggest fans.
Can we get a round of applause for Steve LaRue and for what's the guy's name? Myron. Is it Myron from New York? What's
Marcel.
Marcel from New York? Can we get another round of applause for Marcel? Yeah, Marcel Myrick.
Both those guys, big fans. Steve LaRue, we talked tennis.
We did.
I never thought we'd see the day that we would talk tennis here at the Morning Score.
Cold day in
Williams
hell.
sisters.
Yeah, they
It's
make
all
you
about
do
the
it.
Williams sisters.
That's right. Now, this is the time of the show where we plug ourselves endlessly. And yeah, you got some special projects that you're working on, Jason, that you want to talk about?
Got a new web series coming out at the beginning of 2016 called Shangri-La, and
Okay.
hopefully be selling that to one of the networks.
Okay.
And then you can see my fat ass on TV every night. That'd be great.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff. If you haven't seen the fuckhate.com video, if you want to see me playing a racist Southern redneck, but it's in the spirit of saying no to racism. So check it out on YouTube. I got a bunch of stuff going on right now. So
Okay.
it's mainly virally because that's what I do is spread viruses.
I love getting viruses from you, Jason. What about you,
Oh,
Trevor?
dang. Well, I just want to give a nice shout out to my entire cast and crew of the short film A Father's Love that shot this weekend. Hopefully that's going to make a nice festival run, but we had a exceptional cast and crew. I'm so excited to see it, and I will keep everybody updated on that.
Yes.
And just that and the morning score.
The morning score.
Whoop whoop.
I actually I'm a part of a cast of the show Posers. It's a new web series about two white girls who drop out of law school to pursue careers in rap, and I am their frenemy, rap enemy. And we did a parody video called "It Was a Cheat Day," and it was accepted into a short film festival. I'm trying to find the info. If you go to newfilmmakersla.com, you will see "It Was a Cheat Day," and it screens at Hollywood Center Studios on October the 15th. So yeah, it was a cheat day. And also, my friend has a great podcast called Ryan is Super Strong. I was his guest for this week's episode. So yes, check all of us out. We are doing big things. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Erica Renee D and on Periscope. Trevor, where can they find you?
Hit me up on Twitter at Trevor Anthony. Also check out the old YouTube channel The Trevor Anthony.
Jason?
At Jason R. Hughes 77.
And you can find all of us at The Morning Score Show on Instagram, at The Morning Score on Twitter. Download this episode on iTunes, on Stitcher. You can listen to it. Watch us on YouTube. This show will be up tomorrow. And thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Peace.
Later.
Crazy up in here.